Once again, about the networking class. Today, our major topic here is the VPN. I know most of you have heard of VPN. Most of you have been using VPN and on your various network, either school network, access your school network, or some site you are restricted to access. What is VPN? A VPN, that is a virtual private network. It's a service that creates a safe, encrypted online connection. In fact, internet users may use a VPN to give themselves more privacy, anonymity online, or circumvent geographic based blocking and censorship. Most of the times, we use VPN to actually block our presence online to actually clear all the traces. For example, when you connect a VPN, you are trying to block your IP address to be seen by others on the network. VP address gives you a sense of privacy whilst you are on the network. It actually also encrypts your messages or packets being sent through the channel you're being connected. VPN is used in so many ways to aid your presence on the internet. Today we will dive in to know what VPN is, what goes into VPN, and how we can use VPN in our daily lives. We also talk about the types of VPN we have and a whole lot. Now, VPN is used over a less secure network such as the public internet service providers, and etc. Now, when you connect to a public internet, you are open to the internet and you are vulnerable to attacks. Most people tend on to block these attacks by using a VPN, which will mask their IP address and also change their location, their real location. For example, maybe you are browsing from Togo in Africa. You already know when you connected to the internet, you connected to a specific site. You don't want to be seen that you are browsing from there, or you don't want anyone to know your location. Now you can use a VPN. A VPN will set your location to a different geographical location. So VPN will say, okay, you are browsing from China. Meanwhile, you are in Togo. VPN helps in hiding your location. Another one, on the private internet, on the public internet, your IP address is more open. It's more open in such that people can see your IP internet protocol. That's your IP address, the activities you do on the net. Now, VPN here helps to mask your internet protocol. Your IP address is being hidden while using a VPN. Your browser's history is being saved, your web activities, your device being used. All of these, VPN protects you from them being vulnerable to other users on the network. VPN also encrypts data sending in a particular tunnel or in a particular protocol. So let's say you are connected to a particular network, the message is sent in on that network. VPN helps to encrypt it. When you talk about encryption, it's a sort of protection, give extra layer of protection to whatever you are sending so that no one can actually know what you are sending. And actually also decrypt it at the receiving end. So when you send it, it encrypts it. And the one receiving, it will decrypt for the person to see it. Is any questions so far? Now, how does a VPN works? How does a VPN works? At its most basic level, VPN tunnel creates a point-to-point connection that cannot be accessed by unauthorized users. To create this tunnel, tunneling protocol is used over existing networks. Different VPNs will use different tunneling protocols, such as OpenVPN or Secure Circuit Tunneling Protocol. In fact, the tunneling protocol used may depend on the platform the VPN is being used. So platforms such as the Windows and a whole lot. This will provide data encryption at varying strengths. The endpoint device needs to be running a VPN software either locally or in the cloud. Now, all what this is trying to mean is this is how VPN works. When a user is connected to a network, to let's say the public internet, the first thing you need to know is your IP address is open or is bare on the public internet. And everyone on the public internet, on that internet, can see or people can see your IP address. Now, a VPN comes in here to actually mask your IP address, that's hiding it. Two, a VPN tries to change or changes your geographical location on that internet. So if a VPN tries to set it to a distant location that is different from your actual real location. It also hides your private information, which might be very important to attackers. So VPN helps provide gives all this security to you on a network by enabling a protocol called the SSTP, the Secure Circuit Tunneling Protocol. Right. This protocol actually depends on the operating system you are using, either Windows or you are using the Mac OS or the Android. Now we are in VPN. We have so many types of VPN. We have the software types of VPN, the hardware types of VPN. Here we are talking about the software. That's the endpoint devices. The endpoint device needs to be running a VPN client software application. We have so many types of software application on the market of which you can get on your device to get all of these protection. So we can see a very simple diagram here from my screen. We have a point A that this is your device. Now we have a VPN device. Before you send a packet, it will try and encrypt your packets. Now when your packet is being sent here, that is a data packet. The VPN has encrypted it. Now through the internet, the data packet gets here, it gets decrypted by the VPN device before a point B receives the packet. Before you send and before your receiver gets it, it encrypts and decrypts it. This is how VPN works. So in the process of this VPN being here, it hides your various information, your very vital, like your private information. It hides your geographical location, setting you to another distant location. It actually masks your IP address for you to be safe or for you to be not recognized on the network and for you not to be vulnerable to these attacks. Please, any question before we proceed? Now, VPNs associate a user's search history with a VPN's server's IP address. VPN services will have servers located in different geographical areas. So it will look like the user could be from any one of those locations. So now you understand how a VPN can actually set you to a different location. It says VPNs associate a user's search history with a VPN server's IP address. Now, VPN services will have servers located in different geographical areas. So the VPN you are using or the VPN software company you are using, it has so many servers in different geographical locations. Now, in these locations, it will actually pick one of those locations for the user. So you might be browsing from your home country. Now the VPN will try and set you to another location of which it has its server there. So let's say to set in any European country. So for example, let's say Italy. Now you realize when actually you are being found in a network that you are browsing or your search history shows that you are browsing from Italy. Meanwhile, you are browsing from your home country. Any question? Now, another thing, VPNs can affect performance in many ways, like the speed of users' internet connections. Right. Now, when you connect a VPN, one of the facts you need to know is the speed of your internet connection is going to be what? Reduced. The protocol types a VPN provider can use and the type of encryption used. Now, in the enterprise, performance can also be affected by poor quality of service outside control and organization information technology department. We have some organizations that have subscribed to VPN from some companies. Now you should note that performance of these organizations can be reduced by this VPN. In VPN, there is something called a kill switch. It is a last resort or a last security feature in some VPN products. Now, if the VPN connection is disrupted, the kill switch will automatically disconnect the device from the internet to eliminate the chance of IP address exposure. Now, when you are connected to the open or the public internet using a VPN, and when there's any chance, by any chance, the VPN stops working, we have some of the VPN product has a feature called kill switch. It will automatically disconnect you from the network so that it prevents your IP addresses from exposure to the public internet. Please, any question here? There are two types of kill switches. One, we have active kill switch protocols. This prevents devices from connecting to unsafe network when the device is connected to the VPN. Apart from server disruption, it is disabled when not connected to the VPN. Now, active kill switch protocols prevent devices from connecting to unsafe networks when the device is connected to the internet or to the VPN. Apart from server disruption, it is disabled when not connected to the VPN. So, this feature in terms of the active kill switch protocols, it disconnects you only when you are connected to a VPN from a network. Now, the second one, that is the passive kill switch protocols, are more secure. Why? Because they keep the device from connecting to to non-VPN connections, even while disconnected from the VPN server. So the second one, that's the passive kill switch protocols, prevents you from connecting to any non-VPN network, even when you are not connected to the VPN server. It gives you maximum protection than the first one. Please, any question here before we proceed? VPNs, what are VPNs used? As I said earlier, they are used for virtual privacy for both normal internet users and organizations. Many organizations employ VPN use to secure their system, their databases, their computing system from intruders, to secure their encrypted channels, their data centers from being accessed by unauthorized personnel. Now, VPNs can also be used to provide remote employees, gig economy freelance workers, and business travelers with access to our software applications hosted on proprietary networks. To gain access to a restricted resource through a VPN, the user must be authorized to use the virtual private network and provide one or more authentication factors. These can be passwords, security tokens, or biometric data. Now, we have some organizations that enables its users to access the server even from their home. For example, the banks, the bank managers, insurance company, you can work from home. So you can actually sit in your home and access resource from a device in the organization or on the organization server. Now, accessing such devices, they are using VPN to channel everything through it so that it will prevent unauthorized access since it can be accessed remotely. Now, VPN, when serving the web, an internet user could have information accessed by an attacker, including browsing habits or IP address. If privacy is a concern, a VPN can provide users with a peace of mind. That's the encryption, the anonymity, the ability to get around geographically blocked content is what most users find very valuable in VPN. So, for example, you might be an organization. So, we have one example where the ability to get around blood content from another country, for example, might be extremely useful for journalists. For example, if a country is likely to block internet content from foreign entities, journalists will use a VPN to look like they are within that country. Now, you want to assess, there are so many countries in the world that actually protects their internet um, wall or their internet domain. So we can say, for example, China. When you are in China, it's very difficult for you to access Google, Facebook, these large um, websites. Now, if you are in China, you are being prevented by the Great Firewall of China to access these websites outside it. The only way you can access it is to use a VPN. Now, in a VPN, will actually change your location from China to any other country for you to be able to access whatever website you want to, which is being blocked in China. Please, any question? VPN protocols ensure an appropriate level of security to connect systems when the underlying network infrastructure alone cannot provide it. Several different protocols can be used to secure and encrypt data. They include the following. So these are VPN protocols. One, the IP security, the Internet Protocol security. We have the secure socket layer and the transport layer security. So, though if you've been seeing it, most of the times when you visit the website, you see in your browser's address bar attached to the address link to www.this.com, you see a certain padlock that's attached to it. It has the SSL, the secure circuits layer, and the transport, the TLS. The TLS mostly used for is email channel. So these are all protocols employed by the VPN. We have the point-to-point tunneling protocol, that's the PPTP. We have the layer 2 tunneling protocol. We have the that's the L2TP, and we have the Open VPN. Benefits and challenges of using a VPN. One, VPN has the ability to hide your IP address and browsing history. Two, secure connections with encrypted data. It helps to encrypt your data so that no other person than your receiver, other than your receiver, can get to know the message you are sending. Three, bypassing geo-blocked content. A geo-blocked content. You can actually bypass. When you talk about a geo-blocked content, meaning in fact content which are blocked by geographically. There are some websites when you try to access it from a different country other than only the defined country, it won't come. So those are called the blocked content. You can actually be in China and access resources or websites that are blocked in China. Making it more difficult for advertisers to target ads individuals, making it more difficult for advertisers to target ads to individuals. Now, VPN also makes it difficult for advertisers to target individuals. So, in various various advertising platforms, they actually target certain geographical. So, for example, I know I have a product that I'm selling to people maybe in France. When I go to an advertising platform, I will make sure I'm selecting my advert should be shown to only people in France. If this happens, anybody using a VPN that changes its location, its or location. So you are in France and your VPN changes your location to Italy. There is no way to see such advertisements. Now, every good thing has its challenges, potential challenges. The challenges of using a VPN, however, include the following. One, not all devices may support a VPN. Not every device supports a VPN. Two, VPNs do not protect against every threat. Even though they are secured, gives you privacy online, they do not protect against every threat. Paid VPNs are more trusted, secure options. So VPNs um, which are paid for are more trusted and secure options. A VPN may slow down internet speeds. As we know, VPN will slow down your internet speed. Now, anonymity through VPNs has some limitation. For example, browser fingerprinting can still be done. Now, VPNs anonymity When you use VPN, let's say, for example, you are having a meeting online, then the the the, the host makes sure people accessing the meeting are from this particular geographical area. You can't be affected because your VPN can change your location, which will affect your connectivity through to that network. Our final thing we'll talk about it today is types of VPNs. One, we have remote access clients, remote access VPN. So remote access client connect to VPN gateway server on the organization's network. We talk about remote. Remote means accessing the server from a very distant location other than the same location where the server is. So your organization server you are at your home and access that's remote. So we have a VPN for that remote access VPN so that it can only access or authorize for people who are supposed to access that VPN. We have site to site VPN. This is where device to connect an entire network in one location to a network in another location. Most site-to-site VPNs connect over the internet use IP, Internet Protocol security, but it is actually common for the multi-protocol level switching connections rather than the internet. Now, when we talk about the site-to-site VPN, so we know they have two servers at different locations. So one is at your workplace, one is at different location. We can establish or we can use the site-to-site VPN to establish a secure connection between these con- between these areas or between these remote areas. We have the mobile VPN. The server still sits at the edge of organization to enable secure tunnel access by authenticated or authorized clients. Now, mobile VPN provides continuous service to users and can switch across technologies and multiple public and private networks. So here, mobile means the VPN can be used to connect multiple networks from anywhere. So it's from either public or private network or multiple public internet networks. We have the hardware VPN. This offers about the number of advantage over software-based VPN. In addition to offering enhanced security, hardware VPNs can provide load balancing for large client groups. Administration is managed through a web browser interface. A hard VPN is more expensive than a software-based one. Because of cost, hardware VPN are more viable for larger businesses. So this VPN is mostly used by larger businesses. They have a physical device VPN they used in their network. The next one we have the VPN appliance. The network is also a network device that enhance security features. It's also a router that provides protection, authorization, authentication, and encryption for VPN. We have another one such as the multi-point virtual private network. So here we have VPN vendors and products. VPN services are available as free options. Paid vendor options tend to be recommended more often than free ones. However, some VPN vendors, among many, including the following. So some of the VPN products we can know the Nord VPN is some of the VPN examples we can know. The Nord VPN. We have the private internet access. We have the Express VPN. We have more VPNs. For example, products on the market you can download onto your device. But this one are the software based VPNs. Please, any questions so far? Right. If there are no questions, thank you for joining today's class. I'll share the recording with you in the reading material.